Hi stampers. There's no stamping today. I'm just going to give you a crash course on how to read your cutting tool and your inches and your eighths and your sixteenths. Instead of using the cutter because it's hard to see, I just went ahead and made this little chart here. So hopefully this will help. And if not, then I don't know what to tell you. But this is what's helped me a lot. My husband actually bought me a tape measure with all the little tiny increments and the 1/8 and the 16ths and everything. So, but this is like a little cheat sheet. So go ahead and make one like this for yourself so you can kind of get familiar with all the measurements. Okay, so we're just going to use the 1 inch, between the 1 inch and the 2 inch, because those are where all the increments are. So to make it simple, I just started with the 1 inch. Okay, so on your cutter, you know where the 1 inch is, you know where the 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, and the 2. Those are easy. Okay, so then you got the 1/8 mark. Now the 1/8 mark on your cutter is it's a dark line, but it's not as small as the tiny one. So those, like, I don't know, I guess if you got your cutter handy, you could kind of look at it and see what I mean, but you can see where the 1 inch is, and then the next dark short one is the 1/8. So you got 1, and then the next dark line is 1/8. Now there's a tiny, tiny mark in between the 1 and the 1/8, and that's the 1/16. Okay, so then you got 1, 1/16, 1/8. And then you go, after the 1/8, it goes 3/16. Now how you count that out is you're just going to count, start where the 1 is, and then the first tiny line, that's the 1/16. So then you count over 2 would be the 1/8, and then the third line, it would actually be the second tiny line, would be the 3/16. So it goes 1 inch, 1/16, 1/8, 3/16, 1/4. Okay, so those tiny lines in between are the 16ths, and then the next size up is the 1/8. So then you go 1, 1/16, 1/8, 3/16, 1/4, 1 1/4. And then after that, then you're going to count, you know, your 16ths excuse me, which would be, you're going to count the 16ths. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16ths is after the 1/4 inch. And then the 3/8 is the next size up, which would be the, not as big as the 1 inch, of course, but the next size, the darker line. Okay, so, but these are the main images that I use. I use the 1, 1/8, 1 1/4, 3/8, 1 1/2, 5/8, 1 3/4, 7/8, and then 2 inch. So those are the main increments. I really hope that helped you guys. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.